First Watch with Sheriff Mark Daniels on KWCD Bisbee Sierra Vista, hosted by Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Sheriff Mark Daniels and Carol Kappas. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
So let's start with the weather. It's we finally got some rain, but this is not monsoon.
No, this is like the frosting on the cake of the monsoon season. Whether you thought we had a lot of rain or not, the bottom line, I think it was average.
Yeah.
Everything, you talk to ranchers on, especially the east side, they'll tell you they thought it was not a good monsoon season. A lot of cattle being sold, I was told, just talking to ranchers yesterday. But yeah, this is kind of capping out a monsoon season with the tropical storm coming through. And then yesterday it rained, spit all day, and today we're going to get a little more of it. Somebody said 5 inches today.
Wow.
I can't wait. But Yuma, this is switched because Yuma is actually 5 inches ahead of where they typically are. So they're way ahead of the game. They're getting our rain.
They took all our rain.
They
That's
did.
what happened. They
They
never
did.
let us share the state. So
I know. We got to get with
I'll have to call
Sheriff Wilmot.
Yeah, get hold of
Man.
Woody out there and say, Woody, you took our rain from us,
I
man.
know.
Is there going to be football tonight?
There is. I haven't heard no cancellations yet. I had a soccer game yesterday. As you know, I coach at ALA, and we got a game canceled there because of the weather. But we're on tonight. Your Buena Colts are traveling to Skyline up in the Phoenix area to play a very tough game tonight. I have high hopes for them. They had a tough game last week. They started off, they were the better team, and then the last half they took a step back a little bit. Cienega stepped up a little bit, and it made it a real game. They won 38-31, and Cienega's that school rival. Doesn't matter who's the better team is, who's playing the best that day. So, yeah, kudos came out. Buena going in with a 1-0 record tonight. And then you look at the big game here in Cochise County, that is the pick. 155th anniversary, longest high school rivalry in the country between Douglas Bulldogs and the Bisbee Pumas. Two teams that seem like they're kind of trying to find themselves this year. That's an early prediction, but should be a good game. And whether one's a 4A, one's a 2A school is irrelevant. This is a community football game, and tonight the fans will be out and about. It'll be packed, and so again, if you're not doing anything tonight, you want a great game, come down to the Douglas. They're hosting it this year. The pick, 155th anniversary of this football game.
I would ask you who you believe is going to win, but I'm not sure if that's fair because you have kind of an inside scoop from calling the games.
I will give the prediction. We always try to do that in pregame. I think it's going to be the Bulldogs. I think the Bulldogs are going to run away with it. Bisbee lost their star quarterback and some other really good players last year. Sebastian was their quarterback, went on to play college. Kudos to him. But they're in a rebuilding year. So Douglas has been building up. They ended up 6-4 last year. Actually came on kind of strong, and kind of a weak conference, but still they came on strong. We'll see what happens, but I think the Bulldogs are going to pull this off and do it with some ease this time. So that's my early prediction. Don't let me down, Bulldogs.
And you've been busy this week as well. Jail district meetings. They've had several of them this week alone. And I think that it's really important for people to know if they want to get the information firsthand and understand the whole process, the new process that's going on, they probably should tune in. And they don't have to physically be there. They can actually sign on with Facebook Live. There was one that wasn't able to do it because of connectivity. I believe that was Elfrida. But making sure that you get firsthand information so you know what's going on.
Yeah, we've always said an educated voter is a good voter. And so you can even go to the Board of Supervisors website. I believe they're putting those postings of all these meetings we're having, and you can watch that. They're all the same. I mean, obviously some just different questions here and there, but they've been pretty lightly attended. I will just say that. But we value everybody that comes to these meetings because they have valid questions. I compliment them for coming and learning the process and learning what's going on. But if you have any questions, you're welcome to call the Sheriff's Office, talk to Commander Kenny Bradshaw, myself, Carol, yourself, Grady, and we'll give you the answers. There's no secrets here. So you give us a call anytime, but hopefully we'll see you in the near future. We have 2 or 3 left coming up. And I know they talk about adding another one to Sierra Vista. I'll throw that out there. I haven't seen if they're going to do that or not. So if they do, we'll be back in Sierra Vista too.
And Governor Hobbs is going to be visiting Sierra Vista today. And Douglas, what will she be doing?
Well, she's coming down for 2 purposes. One, obviously, they have the ribbon cutting at the Douglas Port of Entry, the new port that they're putting in. So they're doing a big ribbon cutting down there. It was going to be at the port, but due to the weather, they're moving it indoors there in Douglas. But the governor's coming down there as one of the guests. A lot of dignitaries down there, so it should be a very nice event. It's really, I tell you, it's advantageous to have this new port. I'm all about it. I applaud that. And second of all, she's meeting with sheriffs from throughout the state, down at our border center. We're going to do a press conference. Lori Zuko, the county attorney, will be part of that, myself and others, to talk about, the efforts, first of all, our Border Regional Center, which is a state partnership, but more important is, what are we doing to get drugs, illicit activity off the streets, working together in a unified front. So we're excited about that. We appreciate the governor doing that. So that'll be going on right after this radio show.
And then you had a ride-along, and it was for a really good cause. So you auctioned yourself off again, and for the Real Wishes, Wayne and Charlene were able to ride with you. We're going to have those photos up, and tell everybody what that's about.
So I spent a day with the sheriff, or ride along with the sheriff, and it's for nonprofits to make some funds, but then the folks come out and ride with me. So Charlene and Wayne, who moved here from Maryland 3 years ago, former retired federal employees, and we had a great day. I spent the morning with them up to a bomb lunch at Subway, which has prime meat there, and then Chris Heiser met us there and bought his lunch too. I won't put that on the record here. And then Chris took him for the afternoon, Chief Heiser from Sierra Vista PD. So it was a great day. They brought me some pumpkin bread for both of us, and so thank you to them. And it's just nice to see folks that move into a community, want to understand how the law enforcement works. They're great supporters of law enforcement, so it's nice to get to know them, and also for them to get to know us and what we do day in and day out. We had a big day all around the county. We were everywhere, but it was a good day.
And tomorrow in Tombstone is going to be a really fun event called Truckin' for Tommy.
Yeah, little Tommy. Tommy's got some serious medical situation, and this is a benefit for Tommy. It's open to the public. I welcome people to come out in Tombstone tomorrow. It's all over social media, but it's to help a little boy in need. And so I will be out there along with many others to support Tommy and the family, of course, and as we do our prayers. But this is about raising some funds and help him support his cause, and with all the same cause, that he gets better.
And with the weather coming nicer, it's still going to be cool enough. They're going to have a thing at Veterans Memorial Park, the Women's Council of Realtors, and they're going to have a food truck festival from 10 to 3. So if you guys like to scout food trucks and just try different things, it's going to be at Veterans Memorial Park, and I think it's going to be an exciting time.
That's a big thing.
It is.
Throughout the country right now, these food trucks, and now they're bringing them all together here in Sierra Vista at Veterans Park, and they're some of the best food you'll find. Everybody says, well, we got the same restaurants here in town. Well, there you go. There's food trucks with all kinds of different things. So please come out and support the realtors. They do so much for our community. Real Wishes is that's really put on by the realtors here in Sierra Vista, and they do an amazing job. So come out and support that tomorrow at Veterans Park.
And for your safety message today, we should probably talk about the weather.
Yeah, I said it earlier, about 5 inches of rain is what's projected now. Who knows if that changed overnight? Who knows what's really going to happen? I mean, probably we'll get a half an inch. But we got to be ready for that. We need to be very careful. I know there's been some planning by public safety and our emergency service coordinator to make sure we're ready for that. Sandbags, all the things. That's a lot of rain for us. And we already come on the heels of the monsoon where a lot of things are saturated. So this could be a bad situation. So just be very careful while you're out there. If you don't have to be out, I wouldn't be out in it. Second of all, turn around, don't drown. We don't want to finish our monsoon season with a tragedy, so just be safe out there.
And you can't end up this segment without telling us about a stop of the week.
This is a good one. This is a good one. I was coming back, and Lori Zuko, the county attorney, was with me. We were coming back from the other side of the county from a jail district meeting, and a car went by us at a very high rate of speed. And I don't know, I drive an unmarked car, but you can tell that's a government vehicle. At least I can tell. Most people can. Well, this vehicle went by me at a very high rate of speed. We got in behind it, and we were at radar pace at 121 miles an hour. I mean, this car, and still it was pulling away for a little bit. But what was ironic about the car, which had a temporary plate on it, the airbags, this car had been in, the whole passenger side was crashed. The airbags were hanging out the window like a balloon and going over 120 miles an hour. You can imagine what that looked like. We finally got the vehicle stopped. The individual's friend had bought it somehow out of Phoenix. He had no paperwork on the vehicle. He's taking it to Mexico. Now think about it. He told me, my friend said the vehicle was totaled by the insurance company. Well, you can tell it's totaled. I mean, that's why the airbags are hanging out the window. And so he got into a lot of trouble. Let me just say, we charged him for some pretty serious violations that night, and he was not from the U.S. He had a guest pass to be in the U.S., but long story short is he got some serious violations and got arrested for some serious crimes. One, reckless driving. Those speeds are at a reckless state. Number two is criminal speed, no insurance, on and on. So bottom line, it was a unique stop because, and Lori made a comment, she goes, you know what, we had made several stops coming back, up and coming back, and she goes, you know what's kind of scary here, if you walk up, you never know what you're walking up on, and you really don't. In this situation, you got a car going that fast, and then they'll walk up, and I took the guy into custody right away on this one and called for backup. But at the end of the day, you just don't know what you're walking up on, and that's why I applaud all those who wear a badge, state, local, and federal, because they're putting their lives on the line to keep our community safe, stopping people that drive like this, because if he'd hit somebody on that highway that night, he definitely would have hurt them bad or killed them. So, again, that's what we do, but you ask any cop, they do it because they love it. It's a great passion. So, and again, for this individual, at the end, I don't think he was too happy, but at the end of the day, the laws are the law.
Well, Sheriff Mark Daniels, we thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Great, thanks. And I apologize to everybody, it was so short, but I have to run and do this press conference with the governor. That's why my segment's short today, but I'll see you all next Friday. Thank you.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas, and our next guest, it's Michelle from Lori's Place. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. So let's talk about a golf tournament that you've got coming up. But first, let's talk about what SACA does. What is SACA?
So Southeastern Arizona Contractors Association has been around since 1977. It's a group of contractors in Cochise County, as well as realtors, banking, insurance companies, and it's basically to ensure, smart growth in the county, and they help with if an issue arises that's going to increase costs or anything like that, they will help fight it. They work very closely with the ROC. All of our members, all of our contractor members are in good standing with the Registrar of Contractors. We do a lot of referrals within the Contractors Association, so I get people calling me frequently asking for somebody, for a contractor, and I refer to our contractors because I know they're in good standing.
That's pretty cool. And you guys are doing a fundraiser, and all the proceeds are going to go to local charities here. And this is the Golf Classic coming up.
This is our 20th annual Charity Golf Classic.
Wow.
Yes, 20 years. This raises the money that we donate to local organizations and local charities. So we, the Bearcat Pole is our big one that we like to sponsor. So we raise the money for that. We also do... let's see, project graduation, and then the Cochise College, we've got the scholarship program there for any of the residential construction students, so this raises that money also for the scholarship program. And then there's a bunch of other charities that Honor Flight and some of the veterans charities that we donate to as well.
And so there's going to be prizes at this golf tournament, and there's also a way to donate prizes. So let's talk about both of those.
Yes. So we have raffle prizes that are donated by local businesses. So we anywhere from gym memberships to we have liquor baskets. Those are kind of fun. To dog grooming and pet grooming. I mean, just anything that we can get donated, massages, spa packages, all kinds of stuff. And we have some great raffle prizes every year. And then we're also going to have some advantage shots that we'll be selling out there on a couple of special holes. So that kind of gives you a little bit of an advantage on those if you want to buy in for that. And it's a great event. It's a great time. This is my third year, fourth year doing this one, and we always have a good time out there. It's at Mountain View Golf Course. They take excellent care of us. There's post-round buffet afterwards, and it's just a good day of fun, and it's a good way for everybody to get together and raise some money for local charities.
And it's scramble style, so
yes.
How do you get to play in this golf tournament?
So basically, if anybody wants to play, all they have to do is get a hold of me, and I'll make sure that they get registered. We do a scramble style just because it's quick. It's get everybody through. We're not doing mulligans or anything like that. It's a very basic, very quick game. So if somebody wants to play and there's only one player, just call me. I can get you set up. I can get you registered, and I'll get you on a team. And we'll get you playing out there. And I've done that with a couple of teams before, and they've hung out and made great friends that way. Networking is awesome, so it's just a good time. I will get anybody that wants to play in this tournament, I will get you into this tournament.
You can also sponsor a team as a business.
Absolutely. So if you want to be a sponsor of the tournament, but you don't golf, you can donate the team. I try to fill those teams that are donated with first responders, or I'll contact either the college or the high school and see if they've got a team they want to put together to play in the tournament. And I expect to have at least 1 or 2 donated teams this year that I'm going to be filling. So
that sounds pretty cool. Okay, so we've got, if you want to be a player, if you want to sponsor, if you want to donate a prize, what else am I missing? But anyway, how do we get a hold of you to do any of that?
So to do any of this, you can contact me at 520-458-0488. You can email me at office@saca, SACA-AZ.org. You can go to our website at saca-az.org, or you can go to BirdEase, it's BIRDEASE.com/Saca Golf Classic. I've also got it on our Facebook page and spread throughout Facebook on all the different little Sierra Vista chat and everything. So, so far our sponsors this year is Rutherford Diversified Industries Construction. We've got Sierra Vista Herald, Arizona Appliance, and the Deanda family.
And it's cool how this community will step up and get behind things like this. So thank you to all those sponsors.
Absolutely. I expect to have 100 players out there, and our sponsors are great. They, every tournament I can count on certain sponsors to step up and be there, and I love it. They're great people.
The SACA 20th Annual Charity Golf Classic is coming up. Invite everybody to the event one more time.
Absolutely. Come on out. It is Friday, October 3rd. We've got a 7 a.m. check-in, 8 o'clock shotgun start, Mountain View Golf Course, 458-0488 if you want to play or sponsor.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is my next guest, Adam Curtis, the Communications Manager for the City of Sierra Vista. Good morning.
Good morning.
So you always bring so much information on what's happening in Sierra Vista, and we're about to enter the season of events. So what do we got?
Yeah, it's our fall event season, and of course that means Oktoberfest. So this is our 29th annual Oktoberfest. Of course, it'll be in Veterans Memorial Park. It's coming up on Friday, September 12th, and Saturday, September 13th. And then the Sun Valley Rides Carnival happens the whole time and continues into Sunday, September 14th. But last year we did a few cool new spins on Oktoberfest that were really fun, and we're keeping that momentum going. So one of the big new things is on Saturday morning we're actually doing an Oktoberfest 5K. So you can still register for that on active.com. And the cool thing about that is there's a little pre-Oktoberfest party for the runners. So after the finish line, you can turn in your beer or root beer ticket and enjoy some music in the tent and get the party started early, so to speak. I did that race last year, and it was a whole lot of fun. And it's actual German beer, too. We used to get some complaints that we didn't always have German beer, and last year we worked with a vendor to incorporate more German beers. They actually didn't give us as much as we wanted because they didn't think we'd sell that much, and we sold out of all the German beer really fast. So we're coming prepared this year. We've got Paulaner Hafenweisen, Paulaner Oktoberfest, and several other German beers. Also like Barrio Blonde from Tucson. So definitely some fun, good beers at Oktoberfest this year. And obviously there's always music. DJ V will be there. There'll be the Papa band, doing the chicken dance and all the German music. And then the same band that we had last year as the headliner, Zero Gravity Fighters. People really liked them. So they will be the nighttime entertainment from 7 to 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday evenings. A couple other fun little things. We're doing the Stein holding contest again. There'll also be a little keg rolling contest. Both of those are in the evening on Saturday. And then we're actually doing some German and English story time in partnership with the library. So that'll be on Saturday around 2 p.m. And then some Bavarian hat and jewelry making from 2:30 to 4 as well, and an Oktoberfest scavenger hunt. So between that and the carnival, shopping as well, bring out the whole family. It's an awesome time in the park. Again, that's Friday, September 12th. That's from 5 to 11 on Friday. Saturday, September 13th, 8:30 to 11 p.m. And then you can check out the carnival all weekend long. If you want carnival tickets, we do have them on sale at the Cove Sports Division, Ethel Berger Center, and Oscar Roon Community Center in advance. So go ahead and get those taken care of if you'd like to. And then we have a couple other events coming up too. So that same weekend, for the first time ever, the animal shelter, Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center, is doing a different kind of adoption event. We're calling it Love Unleashed, a bark bash at the park. It's going to be at the Tompkins Park Dog Parks from 8 to 11 a.m. Saturday, September 13th. And basically, you know, sometimes dogs don't shine in the kennels. You don't really see their true personalities, and they're a little shy or they're a little nervous. So there's going to be volunteers and animal experts out there kind of facilitating supervised play groups with these dogs. So you get to meet them in a whole different way. And you really get to know their personalities. And then there'll be adoption discounts available for attendees. And you just basically attend the event in the morning, 8 to 11 a.m. at Tompkins Park, and then head to the shelter when it opens at noon that Saturday, September 13th, and you might get a discount on that dog you just fell in love with. And then finally, another just major event that we always look forward to every fall is Art in the Park, hosted by the Huachuca Art Association. We partner with them to incorporate something called Vineyards in the Park. We've been doing that for a number of years now, and that's going to be on Saturday, October 4th from 11 to 6, and you can get your tickets in advance. These are sampling tickets, so a lot like our Wine, Beer, and Spirits Festival, just a slightly smaller scale. So you can get sampling tickets on Eventbrite.com. It'll save you $5. It's $25 instead of $30 at the gate. So that is for Vineyards in the Park, Saturday, October 4th, 11 to 6. And get your tickets today over at Eventbrite.com.
You always have such good information, and these events are like the staples for the fall. This is what kicks off, even we'll say the holiday season, but it kicks off the fall season, and it just keeps on going all through the year. So thanks for coming and catching us up on all of those events.
Of course, and follow us on social media. Head to our website, sierravistaz.gov. We just put out our printed newsletter that's mailed everywhere too, has bunches of more events, even previews our holiday stuff, so check that out too.
Yep, here come the holidays, that's for sure.
Yep.
That's Adam Curtis, the communications manager with the City of Sierra Vista. Thanks for coming and talking to us today.
Yeah, thank you, Grady.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
Brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Jay Hempwright with the Boys and Girls Club of Sierra Vista. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You bet. So let's talk about the Boys and Girls Club a little bit. But before we get to that, you're going to be calling the game tonight with Sheriff Mark Daniels.
Yeah, I'm excited. First time doing this and be able to hang out with Mark Daniels, and I got another staff with me, Dietrich, that will be joining the game tonight and calling that. So we'll have a good time.
Cool, and that's going to be right here on KWCD. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be fun, and you guys will have a blast. I know you will. Sheriff is very good at calling those games.
Yeah, I let him do most of the talking. I'll just chime in beautifully, you know.
Do the color play, right?
Exactly.
Right. Well, let's talk about the Boys and Girls Club of Sierra Vista. Kind of remind everybody before we get into some other things of what programs you guys do.
Yeah, the Boys and Girls Club, I mean, mainly the overall look is we're after school and summer program that we're open during school breaks as well, and we provide a whole bunch of opportunities that kids are able to do at the club in a fun way, whether they'll be able to learn or participate in good character and leadership building programs, sports and fitness programs, all inside one building. So, and now we have 3 locations, right? So we have our main location. We're over at Carmichael Elementary School, and of course our third location, Allen Palominas, where we're able to do all these things from homework help to sports leagues, to arts, photography, talent shows, all whole variety of activities for the kiddos to get into.
And I want to remind everybody that you do not get funding from like the National Boys and Girls Club of Sierra Vista. This is all, you do fundraisers, people donate, so tell us how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have an impact locally and we're funded locally, and that's how we tell people, you know. And in fact, we pay Boys and Girls Club of America. You know, the funding doesn't come this way. They're sending us huge checks. So it's important for our community. They have been responsive and making sure we put our kids first here, and we've been able to make an impact thanks to the community's help.
And there are ways to donate. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but one way you can help is fundraisers, and you've got some of those coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And our soonest one is the 29th at Vinny's. So it's our day at Vinny's. Come in and make a tip, take some orders, order food for the office, for your family, for Monday Night Football, and a percentage of those proceeds and tips come to the Boys and Girls Club.
And what's the date on that again?
September 29th.
All right, and then you have a dinner coming up in October.
Yeah, it's our annual dinner. It's October 18th. It's always a good time. We have our kiddos there. We get to learn more about the club. But, again, we just have a fun time and get together to celebrate the kids in the community, the Boys and Girls Club, and the things we've been able to do over the past year.
And what are some other ways that the community can help the Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah, so there's plenty of ways, whether you want to help financially, like in some of the ways we talked about. Tax credit season is coming up, right? And, of course, you are able to volunteer, too, if you're looking to get hands-on with their kiddos, whether it's to volunteer coaching for one of our sports leagues, whether it's to help out with homework, whether it's to help with the specialty programs such as like our talent show, our arts, even some of our STEM projects. A lot of that can be done through your efforts.
The Boys and Girls Club of Sierra Vista has a website and social media, so tell us how to get to those.
Yeah. So easiest thing is bgcsvaz.org, bgcsvaz.org. That's our website. You can find us on Facebook by looking our name up.
And can you donate from the webpage as well?
Absolutely. You can donate right from the webpage. You'll see a nice little green donate button.
There you go. That's the easiest way to do it. So the Boys and Girls Club of Sierra Vista, they have 3 locations. They need your help, whether it be financially or volunteering or whatever you can do to help them in their projects. They want your help. So give us that contact information one more time.
Yeah, bgcsvaz.org.
Well, Jay, we thank you for coming and talking to us today about the Boys and Girls Club of Sierra Vista.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thanks for all you do in our community. First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. Keep up to date. Follow the Cochise County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. And tune in next Friday, 7 a.m. for First Watch right here on KWCD.